What's going on, collectors? Optical 20 here for another Hot Toys video review. This time it's the movie masterpiece series, Batman Returns. This is only the single pack. I didn't opt for the double pack. I'm just not feeling that Bruce Wayne. So here you go. So this is the single pack. The box looks pretty cool. You know, this is all the makings of a DX. If DX still exists, this would have a better packaging, kind of like the '89 Batman. But I guess it's okay this way because it's a bit cheaper, because I don't know, they have the same style of stand, purse, mouth plates and all that good stuff. The accessories is not lacking, but this is a bit cheaper than originally when the '89 Batman came out, I think. You know, not quite sure. I believe that's $249 and this is only $220, so yeah, pretty good deal. Unless you get the 2-pack, which is also not that bad, to be quite honest with you. But the box itself, it's the shoebox type. It's not bad at all. You can see Batman Returns, and in the front, I believe that's the figure itself, and it's not the actor. So what you do is you just pull this one up, and I'm surprised that it came with such a small box. You know, just like I said, like a regular MMS box. It says Batman right here. It has the inlay. Pretty cool looking box, as I said. It has this old school type of artwork. It's just the snow and, you know, something that's you would see in the 90s movies, you know, kind of like a kind of cheesy kind of way. You can see the faceplate, it's kind of undone right there. This figure unfortunately has some scratches on the cowl. I don't know, you can see right here, I haven't even touched it. I opened it up and you can see they're kind of messed up inside. So maybe that's why, I don't know. And it says here Batman Returns from the that's the manual. I suggest you highly read it. And it comes with a bunch of hands. Those hands are used to hold different types of gadgets, and we all know he comes with a lot of gadgets, and they come in both hands, so left and right. Either way you can make them hold a gadget. What's included in the figure itself now is the close-fisted hands. So he's ready to box, but yeah, upon close inspection right here, they look pretty cool. As you can see, nice detail right there from the hands. Pretty nice. And you got some open palm hands as well. I don't know, kind of like a throw-in Batarang or so. This is his grappling gun. As you can see there, pretty nice looking gun right there, and it does come with a magnet, so you can attach it to his belt. Unfortunately, his belt only has one magnet. I believe it's on the right hand side. They should have included both, because he does have another accessory. I believe that's the timer for the penguin. And there you go. There you can see the magnet right there, and it just folds. So once you include it on the belt, once you kind of clip it on the belt, it will just stick. And like I was saying, unfortunately, it only comes with one side of the belt that is magnetized. I'm not sure what you call those little things. You know, he threw that at Catwoman on the movie. And this is his remote-controlled Batarang. It has a GPS, it seems like. So, as you remember, he threw that on the circus guys. And, you know, I rewatched the movie, so it's still kind of fresh to me. So, here we go on the backhand side. It's pretty cool. You know, I believe he can hold it too. He has a, like a Batarang holding hand. You're gonna come up with limited poses with this guy just because the articulation is not there, but overall it's still a pretty good figure, and he comes with tons of accessories. And I believe this is the voice remote for his Batmobile, which I don't have. The Batmobile looks pretty cool. You know, it's also very expensive, but it's huge, so I didn't opt to buy that. I like '89 Batman, but I don't think I like it that much to even get the Batmobile. But although the Batmobile looks pretty sweet though. And this is the other piece that has you can actually press the middle. It's like a button. I remember that this is what he used to detonate the bombs or the rockets from the back of the penguins. And this is part of the grappling hook right there, kind of like a zip line kind of thingy he used when he was, I believe, chasing Catwoman. So he just pressed that button on that side, and those two hooks attached to each wall, so he kind of have like a zip line sort of things. And I'm assuming those two things, the one that you saw earlier with the hook and some thread on it, is you know, kind of like representing this. So when it kind of I wouldn't say detonate or something, you know. And then yeah, the faceplate. And also you can get this kind of baton kind of thingy. So you use the other side to push up the mouthpiece, and then the other side to control the purse. And also the cape is separated. I heard it from multiple reports. This cape is a whole lot better than the DX09. I've never really had a DX09, but it's pretty cool. You know, I don't think you need to buy a custom cape for this guy. And as far as the stand, like I mentioned earlier, it looks one of those DX figures. So the Batman, it has lighted option on it. If you put AAA batteries, there you go. You've seen this before, and DX12 and all other DX figures. And also the base is pretty cool because it is actually sculpted. I thought it was just one of those cardboard box thingy, you know, kind of what you get from the like other boxes or other stands in cheap cardboard, but this is actually sculpted, so that's pretty cool. And as far as the figure itself, design wise, he is terrific. I'm always against, as you can see, you know, that camera's having a hard time because it's black, but it's a dust magnet. It's fairly new. You're watching it. If you're watching this in HD, then you can see those little particles right there. And I know one way to clean them is sticky notes, you know, so you can take out all the dust. Yeah, I'm trying to show them to you without the cape, so it wouldn't. It would show the entire figure itself. You gotta be careful with those spikes. I've seen reports where the spikes came broken. So you just gotta be careful on handling them. You can't take them off, and I heard they're pretty fragile. So just be careful. The boots is in one piece, so there's really no movement on the legs. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, his knee you can bend pretty good, but you can see you can just cringe right there because it's made out of rubber. That's the trade-off. If you try to stay true to the movie. One way to do this, I guess, is you can maintain the rubber but have some, I guess, separations, but it wouldn't look good. So you gotta sacrifice, you know, posability for aesthetics in this type of situation. But in this case, I wouldn't mind. He looks like he looks good as a statue anyway. You see in the back, there's some creases. And also he comes with his belt, which you can also remove. And on the back part, it also looks pretty cool without the cape. But obviously you wouldn't display Batman like that. I've heard reports about his elbows right there. No, they really came like that. It's not damaged or anything. I guess it's meant to be so. When you pose him, obviously you're gonna crease him. So you know you gotta put the crease right away to you know, kind of mask that. It's gonna happen regardless. On the front, on the back. I mean, this is the trade-off, like I said, with a rubber figure. But it looks pretty good overall. I mean, if you're really concerned about having creases, you gotta maintain them in an up and down pose, like a museum pose. And the belt, the color looks good. You know, it looks pretty screen accurate. And like I mentioned, it does have a magnet, but only on one side, on that side of the belt. On the other, there's nothing. So I tried putting them together. Like you can see, yeah, it's not really sticking right there. I tried putting them together, but to no avail. You know, it doesn't work that way. And the head sculpt is just amazing. The cowl, I like this cowl so much better than the DX09. As you can see when I'm traveling here, you gotta inspect yours. I mean, if you bought it from like a reputable dealer like Sideshow or Big Bad Toy Store, I'm sure you're not gonna have some troubles. And for those who doesn't know purse yet, I guess you couldn't really call it purse. Unlike DX09, this is individual stick, which is less prone to being damaged, I suppose. The only, I guess, downside to this one is that you know, you have the tendency for the eyes not to be even, unlike the DX09 or my Joker, the DX11, which is pretty consistent, but at the same time you are risking damaging the figure. You can see some marks there on the side. It looks like I'm just seeing this on the camera on real time. You can barely see anything, but this is I don't know, I really see Michael Keaton right here. It looks really nice. As you can see there, the eyes is a bit uneven. You know, you just gotta be in. Look at the tip of his cowl. And when you move to the side, you can see there's some really subtle, I don't even want to call them scratches, I guess there's just paint imperfections. It happened to my DX12 back then. You know what, this is fresh off the packaging, but you know, I contacted Sideshow and I'm pretty sure they're gonna do something about it. But as far, you can clearly see Michael Keaton right there. And as far as removing his faceplate, you know, I'm trying to adjust his eyes there too. Right there, you can see. I'm just trying to move it by hand because the stick is, the joystick in the back is long enough that I can play around with it. You know, I use the tool too, but there you go. Looks pretty nice right there. For those who hasn't seen the purse function yet, it's pretty cool that you do that. And upon removing the mount plate, you just gotta use the other part of that tool. And he comes with 2 pieces as well, but you know, this is basically you can't turn his neck, as you know, because the cowl is you know, that's how it was designed. Even on the real movie, he can't turn his neck. So, but as you can see from the side, it's not as flushed as the closed mouth one. So all you can do right now is put the eyes to the left or to the right, and you know, you go with that. So how you remove the faceplate is, it's not magnetized, kind of like I have another one that you can remove the faceplate. I guess it's Captain America, something like that. At least the new one, or Batman. You gotta push it out. So you just kind of push the thing out, and you know, that's it. And as far as this one, so I'm gonna throw a couple of poses. Here you go. There's, like I mentioned earlier, there's really limited poses that you can do with this guy. His legs is not moving outside of his knees, where it doesn't even make sense that he has knee articulation at this point. Maybe, I don't know, if you try to put him into the Batmobile, I've seen people who just removes the knees, you know. So, but here it is with a cape. A lot of people are buying custom capes. I'm not, you know, I understand that it drastically changes the figure, but I don't know, I'm just not willing to pay an extra $50-$60 for a cape. If I can work around it, I will. But I mean, this one is not bad, but you know, I've seen some bad ones from Batman Begins, and I still didn't even buy a separate cape. So, but you know, I have nothing against those guys. If you want to buy a cape, then so be it. You know, I do understand the wired cape. I think it does change the look of the figure, especially if you have like Man of Steel and the cape is kind of like if it's posed in a right way, it drastically changes the look. But for a cape kind of like this, and it's just draping down, kind of like if you have a satin cape or something like that, I don't know, I'm just, like I said, you know, some people it's okay, it's just not for me. I'm just not gonna buy $60 cape. But as you can see, I'm just showing it to you, so you can bend the elbows really good. It's in a ratchet joint, but I don't think it's a good idea to leave him to that pose for a long time. Maybe snap a couple of pictures and all that stuff. But no, even on this pose right here, which is the most common pose that you would see outside of 2 arms holding up, because like I mentioned, there's very limited poses that you could do. It still kind of gives you cringe when you do this kind of poses, because the rubber suit, it's just you know, I don't want to damage it. Will I buy another pair of this? Perhaps. One that I would kind of like play around, and one that I would just leave in a standard museum pose. But that would be down the line if they started trying to get rid of the 2-pack, which I would say in some form they would. Kind of like the Captain America. It's just a matter of time. Maybe we'll see it in the next Spooktacular or something. I don't know. Maybe they'll sell out. You know, I'm just judging these figures. But I believe the reception with the Bruce Wayne figure is not that great. Like, he looks like he doesn't even look like Michael Keaton. He looks just odd. You know, I mean, you can see him there. It's just that, is it worth $120? Now, if they reduce the price of that figure to around currently it's around 340, but if they reduced it to around 260, 250, I would jump on it, you know. And this is another post that I have. So what I'm doing now is I'm just utilizing every hand so he can hold every gadget that there is, but of course he won't be able to do that. But as you can see him holding the remote, the voice functionality for his Batmobile, and also that zip line thingy. Can he raise his hand up? Oh, look at that elbows. Yeah, it's hurting my feelings while I'm watching this, because I know I'm you know, every time you post something with this figure, you kind of you're risking it. You're risking a fold, scratch, or something like that. And let me just put this up there just to cover his head. Yeah, you can have a better pose where the cape, you can expose his shoulders and whatnot. I've seen it. You know, you're just gonna undo the first few you know, segments of his cape. But yeah, when he turns around, look at those elbows right there on the shoulder part. Yeah, you can see the dent. And do not leave them for a long time. You would regret it. Up and down, that's the museum pose. That's the way to go for this guy. Change the hands to a fisted hands. Looks like he's about to throw it down. If you want to snap a couple of pictures, just what I'm doing right now with the videos, that's fine. But like I said, if you know, just posing him for a long time, not a good idea. I actually like the design, and I'm doing just some size comparison with my Mime Joker, and also it's not the DX12, but yeah, kind of is the DX12. He's the Armory Bats, so pretty much the same height, you know, minus the tall, long ears. But he looks pretty well. You know, I like Batman altogether. I'm gonna get the Batfleck as well, so he would go nice. I had once the Batman 66, but I already sold it, and that's pretty much it. So I mean, if you're a big 89 Batman fan, there's no reason not to get this. Because of this, the 89 Batman, their prices came down. They used to be $400 and all that stuff, but with the release of this guy, I don't know if you can call it an improvement from the previous one, because all the good stuffs are here. The purse, actually purse is a lot better. The mouthpieces, I'm not a big fan of because they're too similar. But still, you know, why would you pay not even 400 if the price have gone down to 300? This is still available for 220. Worst case scenario, you get the 2-pack for 340. It's a lot cheaper still than the DX09 is going for. And even if it's the same price, why would you go for the older one unless you really like that armor? So thank you for watching, guys, and until next time.